Okay, so are you thinking about grabbing one of those new PS5 Slims?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, all the hype is totally understandable. There's
Uh-huh.
something about a console getting like a smaller, new version
Yeah.
that's always really exciting.
Right.
But is it actually worth it to upgrade?
Especially if you already have the PS5. That's what we want to figure out today.
Okay.
So we're doing a deep dive into some recent reviews.
We've got Open Surprise on YouTube.
Sure.
They do unboxing videos,
Sure.
a full product listing from Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a full in-depth analysis from Computer Build.
Sounds good.
So
Let's unpack this thing.
it really does feel like just yesterday we were looking at the PS5 for the first time. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see what they do with this like redesign.
Totally.
So first up, we've got that Open Surprise unboxing video.
Okay.
And what really struck me right away was how much smaller the box is,
Wow.
especially compared to like the original digital PS5.
The reviewer even said, like, it's the easiest one to carry around.
Okay. You know, for any like digital nomads out there who
Yeah.
are moving around all the time.
Maybe that's something that is important to them.
Sure.
However, here's the kicker.
Okay.
It is actually $50 more than the original digital PS5.
Interesting. That's a little bit of a weird pricing strategy.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't have the disk drive,
Right.
you would think they would make it a little bit cheaper to make it more appealing.
Totally. Before we get too hung up on the price, though,
Yeah.
let's actually talk about what the unboxing experience is like.
Okay.
The reviewer seems really impressed with how compact everything felt.
From the console itself to all the accessories.
Okay.
And he kept emphasizing the size difference.
Between this and the original.
He was using some colorful language. Like he
Okay.
was saying this is the slimmest and the other one is the fattest.
You know, one thing he wasn't thrilled about, though, is that there's no vertical stand.
Oh, that's interesting. So you can't stand it up. I wonder if that means they're kind of going away from that a little bit.
Totally.
So now let's head over to Amazon,
Okay.
where they have their official product page for it.
And they are really shouting about the slimmer design.
Okay.
Like,
They know it's a major selling point.
yeah.
But something else that I saw that was really interesting to me was that it's 1 TB of storage,
Oh, wow.
which is a serious upgrade from the base PS5.
And honestly, I think it's going to make a lot of gamers really happy.
Oh, absolutely.
That was one of the biggest complaints about the PS5, was
Oh.
that it just didn't have enough storage space.
So this is huge, and it's going to give Sony a real competitive edge because now people aren't going to be looking to buy like external hard drives and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
No.
If you are someone who is like, I need this now,
Yeah.
Amazon says the official release date is November 30th, 2023.
Okay.
So,
Coming soon.
yeah, mark your calendars.
Now let's shift over to the Computer Build review. This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
If you were like me and you were a little bit skeptical about the Slim redesign,
Okay.
the reviewer kind of said what we were all thinking,
Mm-hmm.
which is that it doesn't look that much smaller
Interesting.
when you actually see it.
Yeah.
He even went so far as to compare it to the PS3 and the PS4 Slim editions.
Okay.
And he said that this one is still pretty bulky compared to its predecessors.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of constraints they're working under.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like a heat management thing.
Right.
Or maybe there's something in the design of it where they just can't physically make it smaller.
That's a really good question.
The review actually does talk about some of the internal changes.
Okay.
So it looks like the PS5 Slim actually has a smaller motherboard,
Oh, wow.
which could maybe mean that it's more energy efficient.
Okay.
They also redesigned the cooling system,
Mm-hmm.
which you guessed it's supposed to be more compact as well.
But I think the question on everyone's mind is like, does that mean that it's quieter? So we'll get to that in a little bit. But
Yeah,
first, let's go back to that storage upgrade for a second.
Yeah.
The reviewer was really excited that there's 831.8 gigabytes of usable space
Wow.
straight out of the box.
And to put that into perspective, the original only had 667.2 gigabytes.
Okay.
So that's a big jump,
They also confirmed what we saw earlier.
which is that all of your existing PS5 stuff, like your DualSense controller, your storage expansions, all of that is totally compatible.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Especially for people who are thinking about upgrading, that's really important.
Right.
Like, you don't want to have to buy all new stuff.
Exactly.
It's all about that smooth transition.
Now I think it's time to address the elephant in the room,
Okay.
or should I say, the potentially noisy fan in the console.
Uh-oh.
So Computer Build did not sugarcoat it.
Okay.
They straight up said that the PS5 Slim might not be
Whisper quiet.
gaming experience that some people were hoping for.
Okay.
They actually described the fan noise as a sonorous hum and a high-pitched whirring.
Okay. Okay, so not good.
And they even compared it to the static noise of an old TV.
Oh, no. That does not sound good.
Not great. One positive thing is that the PS5 Slim has dual USB-C ports on the front.
Oh, okay.
Which is an upgrade from the single USB-C.
And USB 3.2 port combo on the original.
Right.
But for those who aren't, like, fluent in tech,
Yeah.
what's the big deal with USB-C?
So USB-C is...
Oh, a fast one.
Yeah.
It's faster charging and, like, way faster data transfer.
But only for devices that are compatible.
Okay.
So if you have a newer controller or something like that...
That uses USB-C.
Right.
It's going to be a big difference.
Gotcha.
So it's not even just about the speed.
It's about having 2 ports.
Right.
So you can have, like, 2 things plugged in at the same time.
Exactly.
Like, imagine charging your VR headset.
But then also having, like, an external hard drive connected.
Right.
All without needing, like, some kind of clunky adapter.
Totally.
That's the future.
It's all about making things easier.
Yeah.
And, like, more streamlined.
Totally.
So speaking of user experience.
Let's talk about the model options.
Okay.
For the PS5 Slim.
You've got 2 choices, just like the original PS5.
Okay.
One with a disk drive and one without.
Okay.
But here's the interesting thing.
Okay.
You can now buy the disk drive separately.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
For 120 bucks.
120 euros, yeah.
Yeah, euros. Okay.
And you can add it later.
So even if you get the digital-only version,
Yes.
you can later on be like, actually...
I want to add a disk drive.
Exactly.
That's cool.
I like that. It's a really smart move by Sony.
They're giving people options. And it also makes you think, like, what does this mean for the future of consoles?
Okay.
But we can circle back to that.
You're killing me.
Right.
So we've talked about a lot.
Yeah.
The good, the not so good.
Right.
The maybe game-changing. Should you buy it?
That is the question, isn't it?
I know there's not a one-size-fits-all answer.
Boy, for the people listening.
Who already have a PS5.
Yeah.
What would you say is, like, the most compelling reason to upgrade?
Well, if you're someone who, like...
cares about space.
Okay.
This thing is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And honestly...
who couldn't use a little bit more space?
I could always use more space.
In their entertainment center.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The other big thing is the storage.
Right.
Like, if you are someone who's...
just constantly running out of storage.
Yes.
This is going to be a huge upgrade for you.
I mean, I was going to say...
if you have the original PS5...
you can probably get a pretty decent trade-in.
Oh, absolutely.
To upgrade.
Yeah, look into those trade-in deals.
For sure.
Now, let's be real, though.
Not every tech product is perfect.
Right.
What are some of the downsides that people should be aware of?
Well...
like we talked about earlier, the fan noise might still be an issue.
it's not a deal breaker for everyone.
Right.
So.
If you're in a really quiet environment,
Yeah.
it might be something to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
The other thing is that...
it's not like a massive upgrade.
Okay.
In terms of performance.
Sure, not going to see a huge difference in graphics or anything.
Right. It's basically the
It's a smaller package.
Gotcha.
But if you don't have a PS5 already...
this is a pretty great option.
Okay.
Like you're getting...
the newest version of it, plus all of the games that you can play on it.
And don't forget about the DualSense.
Oh, yeah. The DualSense is great.
It's amazing.
It's a really good console.
Yeah. I think we can all agree on that.
Whether or not you should buy it.
Really depends on...
your personal preferences.
For sure.
So, the PS5 Slim...
it's
smaller. More storage.
All your old games will work.
Yes.
All your accessories will work.
Accessories work.
It's not really that different from the PS5.
But it does have that annoying fancy.
Still kind of loud.
Yeah.
You know.
We've really gone in depth on all of the features.
We have.
And all the specs and everything.
But I feel like there's a bigger question here.
Okay.
Like.
We've been so focused on, like, this is what it is.
Right. Yeah. What does it all mean?
Yeah, what does it mean for the future of gaming?
Exactly. It's like...
we're standing on the edge of a cliff.
And the PS5 Slim is like...
a little gust of wind.
that makes you think, like...
what if?
What if this is like...
just the beginning?
Yeah.
What if we're not going to have to wait...
like another 5 years?
for like a PS6?
Right.
What if we can just upgrade?
Little pieces as we go.
You're reading my mind.
Imagine if... instead of...
waiting 5, 6, 7 years...
for a whole new console...
yeah.
you could just, like, upgrade the graphics card.
Oh, my God.
Or add more RAM.
Okay.
Like you can with a PC.
Hold on.
My mind's being blown right now.
That would change everything.
Yeah.
Like...
that would be huge.
no more PS6.
No more, like, Xbox Series, whatever.
It would just be, like, one console.
That you constantly upgrade.
Right. And it would last longer. Okay. So there would be less waste.
Yeah.
Because people wouldn't be throwing them away.
That's amazing.
And you could always have the latest technology.
Without having to buy a whole new console?
I am sold.
But would they ever do that?
That's a good question.
It seems like it would be bad for their business.
Right.
Because then they're not selling as many consoles.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
It would make people so happy.
It would!
Like, imagine if you could just upgrade your console.
And you never had to buy a new one.
That would be incredible.
It could be a really smart move for them.
It really would be.
And you know what?
It all comes back to that disk drive. It's like they're dipping their toes in.
They're testing it out.
Yeah.
They're seeing what people think.
Maybe this is just the beginning.
Exactly. And that's what makes it really interesting.
Okay, so.
To wrap up our deep dive of the PS5 Slim.
It's obviously a new design.
It has more storage, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It plays all your old games, all your old accessories work. But I think
what we've really learned
is that it could be
a glimpse into the future.
A future where you can customize and upgrade your console.
Yeah.
However you want.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
But I want to hear from you.
Do you think the PS5 Slim is a sign of things to come?
Head over to our social media and let us know.
Until next time, happy gaming.